Welcome into the Gridiron Grind. Back for another week. Crew 3 and Jimmy G. Jimmy, what's happening?
What's up, man?
Repping the Stars gear, I see.
Yep. Recording this on Thursday. It's opening night.
Opening night. Go Stars. Go Stars. Is this the year? We finally
Sure
break
hope.
through.
New coach. New
New coach.
coach.
That's right. So,
We'll see.
do
Two
it
of
for me.
the
I got my big Beat OU shirt on.
I like it.
Don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm wearing the shirt nonetheless. So,
Two of the four, 50% of the big Dallas teams got new coaches. Rangers and Stars. So
and
no three. I guess technically the
Cowboys.
Cowboys too. So yeah. 75%.
We'll see. Go Stars.
Yeah.
Stars probably have our best chance of our big four in Dallas of winning the title.
Yeah, the Rangers did their part. Now
Rangers did their part.
now they're resting. So, you know.
Well, let's jump into it. We got college football. We'll recap last week real quick. You had Bama with a big win over Vanderbilt. They had a late cover, a little backdoor cover, and also Miami with a big win. Miami looks good. Golly, they look good. We called that a couple weeks ago. Now, we both said we thought Miami was the best team in the country, and that might be true. I think Ohio State, I'd like to see a little bit more out of them, but Ohio State, they're right there as well. Ohio State just takes care of business. They did again last week against Minnesota.
And I think
Uh,
we'll find out this week.
yeah, they got a big one this week at on the road at Illinois. And then the two big stories was you had both Texas and Penn State losing. Texas losing on the road at Florida, and Penn State losing on the road to UCLA. That was a bad loss. They were a 24.5 point favorite and lose that game. Um, and then of course Texas falls to 3-2 on the young season. Why that's such a big deal is because both of them were preseason AP number one and number two, and now they're both ranked. And now 5 games in, they both have 2 losses. So we'll segue right into the Red River Shootout. You have number 6 OU against unranked Texas. Cotton Bowl, State Fair, 2:30 on Saturday. Somehow, Texas is favored. They're 1 point favorite right now as the time of the recording of the show. They opened up as a 3.5 point favorite. That's been bet down to 1. I have heard from a president of a sports book in Vegas that line is the Mateer line, meaning they are kind of hedging their bet. They are anticipating Mateer playing. And I heard him in the same interview. He said if they had confirmation that Mateer wasn't playing, that it would be Texas would be favored by 4.5. If they had confirmation that Mateer was playing, OU would be favored by 3. Uh, they said that this is more of a lean towards him playing, but not an outright confirmation of it. So they kind of putting it in the middle. And Texas favored by 1. Uh, Jimmy, there's a lot I have to say about this game. We'll start with you. What are your thoughts? Red River Shootout, Texas OU.
I think if you're OU, you hope Mateer plays.
Yeah,
The,
absolutely. But
if you're
how hard?
Texas,
I mean,
you
how
hope
hurt is he? How healthy is he going to be? I mean, it's a
exactly.
thumb throwing hand.
And then but I think if you're Oklahoma, Mateer gives you your best chance to win. And if you're Texas, you hope Hawkins plays because you destroyed that guy last year.
Yep.
Uh, there's no telling, uh, how many nightmares Hawkins has about facing Texas again. So if I'm the Longhorns, I want Hawkins to play. Texas can get after him. And then on the Oklahoma side, you want Mateer to play. I would also be kind of leery about rushing him back. I would want to make sure he is healthy 100%. I don't want to risk losing him for the season to a worse injury and a chance. Again, OU, Texas both they want to make the playoffs. Got bigger goals in mind than just this game. Yes, it's very important, but you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. But yeah, if I'm OU, I'm maybe he's on a snap count, or maybe if he first sign of a re-injury, I yank him. And then if I'm Texas, I just turn the dogs loose on Hawkins. And then from the Texas side, you were praying everything that you're going to Serrano, you're asking Jobu for help, you're doing whatever you can to get Arch Manning to play close to what he did last year because you're going to need him to play well to beat OU.
Well,
Um, Big
I
game.
think I think so watching this and I'm the only one, well, I'm one of very few that I've seen that has this take. I watched the Florida game. Um, I think Arch Manning played his best game of the season against Florida. Now, people think I'm crazy. The easy take is to say, well, it was Arch Manning. Arch
Mhm.
Manning battled his butt off last week against Florida. Now, he did have the two interceptions. Both of those were bad decisions and bad throws. And I'm not saying he was perfect by any means. But
Right.
when you watch, that offensive line was so bad. He was pressured. He had pressure on 77% of his dropbacks last week against Florida. That is insane. This offensive line has been so bad for Texas. They get no push in the run game. They struggle to protect the passer. It's definitely the worst offensive line in the SEC 5 games in, and it's one of the worst offensive lines in all of Power Four. It's been bad. My frustration is, and I said this after the Ohio State game, Steve Sarkisian is doing nothing to help Arch Manning out. He's still trying to run his preferred offense, which I get it. When you have the guys, the Jimmies and Joes to run your offense, Sark's got an awesome
Mhm.
offense. Problem is, he doesn't have the offensive line to do what he wants to do. He's still trying to throw the ball deep. And the truth of the matter is, Arch doesn't have time to throw anything deep. And this Oklahoma defensive line, uh, they're better than Florida. And so they're going to eat the Texas offensive line up. Texas has not had any kind of short passing game at all this season. And maybe they're setting that up for this week. I hope so. I pray so. Because that's the only way I see this Texas offense having success is getting the ball. Texas is not going to be able to run the ball. That's just not happening. Um, I hope they unleash. They haven't run a lot of screens. Quinn Ewers, they ran a lot of screens with Quinn Ewers. Texas hadn't done that so far this season. I'm hoping Texas runs a lot of screens and a lot of quick passing game, and Arch takes care of the football and needs to play a good game. But this and then against Florida, the Texas defense didn't show up. The tackling was terrible. The coverage was terrible. There was no pressure on Lagway. And credit to Florida, they played a great game. And a lot of Texas problems was because Florida caused those problems. But Texas defense has to show up. They have to prove that they're the best unit on the field if Texas wants to come out with this win. And Arch gets a lot of hate, and rightfully so. He's had some games this year where he's definitely should be better. But looking at comparing his stats to Quinn Ewers last year, he has a better passer rating than Quinn Ewers did at this point last year. The completion percentage is barely in favor of Ewers, but Arch is averaging more yards per attempt, and they're averaging the same amount of interceptions per game. So Arch is getting a lot of the hate, but I really believe he played his best game of the season last week against Florida. He stood in the pocket, he avoided some rushers, and I think he's got to build on that. And Texas, the truth of the matter, they got to come out as the more desperate team. Florida was the more desperate team last week and won the game. That's how Texas has to be this week because they have to win this football game. This is a season on the line type of game for Texas and Sark. Oklahoma's undefeated. Obviously, Oklahoma wants to win this game. It's the biggest rivalry game of the season for Texas and OU. Texas has got to be the more desperate team, and they got to show it. If not, I mean, one team's going to have to win with defense because both offenses aren't the best, and it all runs through their offense. And if Oklahoma doesn't have Mateer, uh, they're going to have to hope that they can get some gains that Florida did last week, exploiting the Texas defense.
Yeah, you're right. Texas is going to have to come out and foot on the throttle, foot on the gas pedal, just hammer down because, and like you said, play desperate, play
Got to be
just
desperate.
swing, come out swinging. OU, I think OU thinks they're going to come in and roll, like you said. There's no telling. We've said this all season. There's no telling, and we'll never know the things that Arch Manning is getting said to him
Yep.
by his teammates, by the students, social media, all that stuff. Okay, there's no telling what's going through his head, what he's even saying to himself, what the fans yell to him on the game, other players. But uh OU is going to come at him, and they're, excuse me, I was trying to not sneeze, but OU, Texas has got to come out with a sense of urgency, fire lit under them, because OU's coming at them. And I'm just going, like you said, Arch gets all the hate. He's going to continue to get the hate. And this is a game, like we said, all the stuff said to him, he can shut a lot of people up with a big win here.
Yeah, he
And
can.
all it takes, again, I'm not advocating for going after a guy, but one wrong hit on Mateer, and then you've got Hawkins in, and what you know what you've got out of that guy. And like I said, I think OU and their fans are coming in here kind of going, "We got this, guys. Arch sucks." This is like again, all the, like we said, everything being said about him. They're walking in here confident. They're going, "Yeah, plus. Oh, we've got a plus on the spread. Hammer it." And you can see they're doing
And
that
that's what the
because it's
public's
already been
doing.
bet down. Yeah.
Yep.
So
So
yeah, OU super confident rolling into Dallas.
the only thing I expect Texas defense to be better this week. I think that was uncharacteristic of them last week. I think they're better than that. Now the Texas offense I've watched, I don't know how much better they are. I think they can be better, but they're not a very good unit, and the offensive line it's a problem, and you can't fix that overnight. I expect it to be a low scoring game. It's it's in the 40s. I think it's a 43 is the over under. So Vegas is not expecting a lot of points. I expect both defenses to dominate. This is probably going to be an ugly, boring football game, but it is the Red River game. I think if you get special teams turnovers or special teams touchdowns and turnovers or a defensive touchdown, that will go a long way because I think both offenses will struggle to score. My key to the game is Steve Sarkisian. Steve Sarkisian, this offense is not what you want it to be, but it's hard to change that in season. He's got to come up with a game plan that it gives your team a chance to win, and he's the key to game for me. He has scored over 34 points against OU every year he's played OU, or over 30 points. He scored over 30 points every year he's played OU. I
It's
if
pretty
he if
impressive.
you but if you tell me this Texas offense can score 30 against OU defense, I will hammer Texas money line. But that ain't happening. Texas ain't getting to 30. I'll be surprised if a team gets to 20, that might be enough to win. I think 20 is the key number. Whoever can get to 20, and if Mateer plays, Oklahoma has a solid chance to get to 20. In Texas, can they get to 20? I don't know. This OU defense is legit. I mean, they're top five in scoring defense. I mean, they're good. They get after the quarterback. They have a great pass rush, great defensive line, stop the run. So the key to the game for me is Sark. What are you going to do if you keep doing the same thing over and over again? It's hard for me to see you having any type of success against OU in 1 week. Um,
Right.
so
And it kind of goes back to, it's just football 101. When you've got an aggressive team blitzing all the time, what do? You throw screens, quick stuff to get them out. You get those guys, they're coming for you. Get them out. Now you've got numbers out against because they've brought too many this way. I'm going, I'd like to, if I'm Texas, I'd like to see some of that wide receiver screen. Maybe get this defensive line. Let's roll some screens out to the running back, do something. And like you said, they did it with Quinn. Get confidence up, get Arch's confidence up. Some screen passes to the receiver. Then you can fake that screen, take some shots downfield. Arch, it's almost every game this year he's had at least one deep ball for a touchdown. So I'm going,
yeah,
he can get it downfield with some accuracy. So he's got to have time, and but he can do it. So yeah, I think if he'll do that, and like you said, it's something Texas hadn't done a lot this year, is the short passing game. So that may be, you may be onto something there, Trey. That might be the key. Uh,
it's,
get him going.
it's the only way I see it, and Sark has refused to do that through 5 games so far. We'll see. It's a big one because if OU can win the game, they'll be 6 and
Yeah.
0, undefeated, first in the SEC. It's a big game for both teams. Texas should be the more desperate team, and I think that goes to a little bit why they're favored. So, Red River Shootout, 2:30, Cotton Bowl. Other than that, there's some huge games this week. You have number one Ohio State on the road at number 17 Illinois. Ohio State favored by 14 and a half. So like we talked about, we'll see how good Ohio State. They haven't played a ranked team since they played Texas opening week, and Texas is no longer ranked. You also have number eight Bama playing their third ranked team in a row after beating Georgia and beating Vanderbilt. They're on the road at Missouri. Missouri off a bye. Missouri undefeated. Missouri, it's only a 3 point spread. Bama only favored by three. Missouri is they're quietly pretty good, and this spread, I think it's because they're off a bye and at home. It's a morning game, so I think that favors Bama. How much gas in the tank does Bama have after two close games, Georgia and Vanderbilt? I think I test Bama's the best team in the SEC. There's not a huge separation there, but when they're
Mhm.
at their best the last 2 weeks, I think they've been the best team in the SEC. What do you think?
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, they
It's
just
close, but
it's like they have that gear where
yeah,
it's almost back to Saban, where Alabama would, like those preseason matchups with like Louisville, where it would be, oh, big test here for Alabama. And, Saban lost his quarterback or lost this lineman or this receiver, da da da. How are they going to do? And then they come out and just bulldoze whoever it is. And that was kind of, there's a lot of hype. You've got Manziel on the sideline in a Pavia jersey and all this stuff. And then Bama goes out there and handles business. So yeah, I tend to agree with that.
yeah.
Uh,
I would have
it,
them. Ty Simpson is when he's been money the last couple weeks since they lost
mhm,
to Florida State in the opener. I'd say Bama. I'd have if I was doing my own lines, I'd have Bama as a slight favorite over A&M. I'd have Bama as a slight favorite over Ole Miss. I'd definitely have them favored over LSU and over
mhm.
Oklahoma, and that's kind of the top teams. And of course, they've already beat Georgia. I think Georgia's still right there. Georgia does have some holes, but I think Bama's the best team in the SEC so far. And then an interesting game, number seven, Indiana at number three, Oregon. Both teams undefeated. Oregon's a 7.5 point favorite at the moment. We'll see how legit Indiana is. Also, Oregon. Oregon, I think, is the better team, but Indiana wins. Indiana knows how to win. Uh, NFL. Despite the injuries, the Cowboys looked great last week. I know it's the
Yeah.
Jets, but it's on the road. The Vegas anticipated it being an upset. It was like a 1 point favorite for the Cowboys. A lot of injuries to the Cowboys, but Dak Prescott's playing another level so far this season.
Yeah, he is, man. And he's going back to a couple years ago, Dak, where he looked like MVP kind of candidate and man, a number one offense so far in the league. I don't know if we still are, but I think so.
I
I
think,
read,
yeah,
but
we're the number
I'm
one offense in the league.
I'm going, man, like
Worst
he
defense in the
looks
league.
sure, which is, impressive in itself. That's hard to do. It's hard to be first and worst, uh, in those categories. But yeah, I mean, he and Pickens looks like they've got things figured out. Um, I like getting Ferguson involved, but yeah, Dak's looked good. He's making good decisions, and again, we talk about it each week. Javonte Williams, um, and it was the Jets, but that's a game we could have easily lost. That's a game the
Yeah.
Cowboys go in there and lay an egg, and you're just going, "Yep, here we are." Just we suck. We suck again, but we didn't. We went in there and handled business, and I love it.
Uh, Cowboys started four backup offensive linemen last week, and you didn't notice any difference at all. I tell you, the depth we have among the offensive line is impressive for an NFL team. There's only 53 roster spots. The fact that we have four offensive linemen that we can play and not miss a beat, that was the most impressive thing to me. I mean, they look great. I know it's the Jets, but still, it's the NFL. And to have four backup offensive linemen playing at the same time was impressive. And then the starting offensive lineman that we had playing is our worst offensive lineman.
Yeah, how
Terrence,
about that?
still.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, that was impressive. Pickens looks great. Tolbert's playing well. Javonte Williams running the ball well. And Ferguson, number one tight end in the league right now. Uh, if the defense would just give us a chance every week,
too.
we could they maybe could sustain some success.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm going, okay, do we go pass rush? Do we go safety help? I don't know what we need. I'm like, I feel like we can stop the run, but I don't know. It's kind of frustrating. It's almost like we need a little bit of everything, so you can't pinpoint it to one thing. And so I don't know, but yeah, the defense is frustrating. Exactly,
Yes.
that's a great word. It's frustrating.
Yes, because I feel like we have some players and we should be better on defense. And they did play better, but it was the Jets.
Hmm.
Um, luckily, we go on the road again, but and we play the Panthers. Now the Panthers do have two wins on the season. They put it on the Falcons and then got another win last week. So the Panthers will be a tougher test than the Jets are, most
Yeah.
likely. But it's still a game you feel confident the Cowboys should win. Back to back road games, not as big of a factor in the NFL as it is in college. But what do you think about the Cowboys, Panthers? Bryce Young, quarterback, has been the starter now 3 years. He's starting to come into his own and learn how to play in the NFL. What do you think about the Cowboys, Panthers this weekend?
Well, Rico Dowdle, it'll be a kind of we're good to go play him, so he's going to be amped up to play. So the D line is going to have to come ready to play again. I think we stopped the run pretty well, so we're going to have to prove it again this week. We did a decent job stopping Brees Hall in the run. Of course, he's a back that can catch it out of the backfield. Rico Dowdle had himself a pretty good game last week, over 200 total yards. So we're gonna have to watch out for that. But I think if we can get to Bryce Young, I think we can. I think we can win this one about like we did the Jets, if not a little bit easier. Gonna need the defense. Horn. They've got a sneaky defense. The Panthers do. They can sneak. They can. This could turn into the Broncos before we know it. If we're not careful, if we go in there kind of thinking, we're going to roll over them, we need to go in there and keep our foot down, get a lead, and blow them out, run away with it. Um, like I said, the cornerbacks are going to be ready to play, so Dak's going to have to be on point. No mistakes. The knock we talk about on him is he doesn't go through his progressions. He kind of decides where he's going to throw, and that's where he's going, regardless of single, double, triple. Everybody's on him, 11 on one guy. So I think if Dak can make good decisions, I don't see why we can't just blow this one, blow the doors off this one.
Cowboys are a 3-point favorite on the road against the Panthers. So the offense keeps playing like this and the defense uh,
Gives us
give us a
anything.
chance. Gives us anything. I agree with you. I can see the Cowboys running away with this one. So, all right, let's get to our picks. Last segment of the show, and it's been rough. Both had losing weeks last week.
Hmm.
I was 1-5. You were 3-5. That puts me just one game back, one game under 500 for the season. You're still under 500 for the season. I respect. I won't say the record, but it hasn't been a great start.
No,
I'll just
but I'm
say
still
that.
swinging. I'm
But we'll
still
say
fighting.
exactly. We still got a lot of game left. There's a lot of
Right.
fastballs left to hit. That's the one thing. You're in a slump. You move down to the nine hole, you get more fastballs. So we still got
Right.
to take your cuts. Okay, this week I have 5 college bets and 3 NFL bets.
I have three NFL and 8 college.
Swinging, baby, swinging.
So
I mean, you go 11-0, you're right back in this thing.
that's right. And nobody can stop me,
Yeah.
except me.
All right. I got a couple Friday bets, college bets. The only spot we've been really good on Friday night bets. So why not take two of them? I'm going to start with North Texas is hosting South Florida. Now you remember South Florida, they
Hmm.
um they beat Boise
Yeah, pretty
State,
good run. Yeah.
beat Florida, then they lost to Miami. So their only hiccup is the loss to Miami. But this North Texas team, I mean, they've scored a lot of points. They're undefeated. They're at home. I think they're not getting talked about enough. I'm gonna go with North Texas. It's been the line's been back and forth. Been a pick 'em as when we recorded the show. North Texas was +1, so I'm gonna take the North Texas Mean Green +1.
I'm going to take the USF Bulls
Oh,
minus
okay.
one, and I'm taking over 67. I think points are going to be scored, but I think this is where UNT, kind of their Cinderella story. You can't start out as the sixth string quarterback
Ah,
and not have that eventually show its head. And USF also, like we said, USF I think is a really good football team, and I think they're going to show it here. So give me USF minus one and over 67.
they are they are a good football team. I'm gonna it's either it could be your season if you're the Mean Green. So Bolt, we got three bets. The show's got three bets on that Friday night game. My other Friday night game is Fresno State on the road against Colorado State. Fresno State 5-1. Colorado State, the offense of Colorado State's just bad. I think Fresno State is a good football team, and less than a touchdown's not enough. I think Fresno State wins by 2 scores at least. So give me the Fresno State Bulldogs -6 Friday night.
A good bet. That was on my short list. I'm going to jump to Saturday and I'm going to start Arkansas at Tennessee. Bobby Petrino, the new head hog. We're going to see coming out, see what he's got. Last year, Arkansas with transfer Coward, or excuse me, Arkansas beats Tennessee last year with transfer
Yep.
Coward, Nico, Amalala. We beat them. Give me Arkansas plus 13. Don't know if we beat Tennessee. They're got a better quarterback, but I think Petrino. I think the offense looks different. Uh, I think we look better, and we keep it within 2 scores. So give me plus 13 for the Razorbacks.
All right. On to Saturday for me. I got the Louisiana Raisin Cajuns on the road at James Madison. James Madison is favored by 18, but it's kind of a look ahead spot. ULL is not a great team, but James Madison, undefeated in Sun Belt, favorites to win the Sun Belt. Old Dominion on deck. They play Old Dominion next week. Old Dominion's also undefeated in the Sun Belt. Two best teams in the Sun Belt. So I think it's kind of a look ahead spot. I think James Madison, their passing game has really struggled. Started out hot, but the last 3 weeks, James Madison struggled. They're not scoring a lot of points. So when a big number like this, and the fact they're not able to generate a lot of points, I think we can cover this. So give me the Louisiana Raging Cajuns plus 18 against James Madison.
All right. Ohio State, Illinois. This one, I think this is going to be Ohio State's biggest test. Well, they haven't played Michigan yet, Jimmy. Michigan's garbage, and Michigan is not good. So, Ohio State, Illinois. Brett Bielema is going to have the Fighting Illini ready to play. Illinois plus 14 and a half. This one, I love the half hook on
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Give me Illinois plus 14 and a half. Ohio State had better come ready to play.
So it is 11 o'clock kickoff. Better be ready to go early in the morning. I got Michigan USC. I'm going to take the over 56. This number started out at 60 and it's come down a little bit. It's out in USC. We know USC is going to score points. Michigan's offense is gotten better the last couple weeks. They're scoring more and more points. I don't know how good the USC defense is. I think the USC offense is really good. I think this number in the 50s is just too low. Michigan's gonna have to score to keep up, and I think they will. Bryce Underwood is starting to play a little bit better football for Michigan. I just like the over. I think we can get there. Oh, Michigan USC over 56.
Bama, Missouri, give me Bama minus 3. I think Alabama right now is starting to peak at the right time, and Missouri thinks they've got a chance. Alabama's going to roll in and do to them what they did to Vanderbilt. They're going to show that they're the better team, and it's not close. Just give me Alabama minus 3.
I like that bet. I like that bet a lot. I think Bama's a better team. Missouri is off the bye. I'm sure Missouri is going to be ready to go. It's at their own home field. Um, but three's not a lot of points. And I think Bama has really shown me a lot the last 2 weeks with wins over Georgia and Vanderbilt. All right, nightcap. It's a 9:30 Central kick. San Diego State against Nevada. Nevada is a terrible football team. San Diego State is really good, especially on the defense. They got a top five defense in the country. We took them last week on Friday night against Colorado State, and they came through for us. I'm hoping they come through for us again. It is on the road, but Nevada's just not a good football team. One touchdown's not enough. San Diego State is a way better team than Nevada. So give me San Diego State -7 at Nevada.
Texas Tech against the Kansas Jayhawks. Over 60. This is a game that I think the Red Raiders need to look out for. Daniels, the quarterback for Kansas, can go off at any moment. He's one of those guys, get you with his arm or his feet. That's the better team, and Tech's going to win this game.
Yep.
But Kansas, I just need them to just do their part. Do your part, Kansas, and over 60. And I think that's what happens. So over 60, Tech and Kansas.
All right. You got two college left?
Two left. BYU, Arizona, over 47. BYU, Arizona can put up some points. Arizona getting things going. BYU, they're all, they leave their wives and kids at home and they go out to play football. 42 years old. I think they play good football. So why not? Over 47, not that many points. Good weather. Over 47. Last one, Texas and OU in Dallas. I wanted this. I should have put it in when it was at 3, but I didn't. At the time we're recording the show, it's 1. I'm sorry. Give me OU +1. I have not seen enough yet out of Arch that tells me he can win this caliber of game when it's on the line and really need this win. And for your sake, I hope I'm wrong, but for my betting record, I need to be right. So give me OU +1.
The only thing that gives me solace is your betting
Yeah, I
record.
took it. Yeah, that's another thing.
That kind
You're
of gives
welcome.
me hope. You picked
Yeah,
OU. That gives me
you're
hope.
welcome.
Thank you.
It's,
Thank you, Jimmy. We need it.
honestly, I was gonna call you after and go, you're welcome, but I'll do it on the air. You're welcome.
Okay.
You're
All right.
welcome.
This is the week you get it turned around, though. No one.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
This is the week you get it turned around.
Mhm.
All right, NFL. I got 3 games in the NFL. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars hosting Seattle. This is gonna be a great game. Jacksonville's only got the one loss on the year. They beat the Chiefs Monday night in a heck of a football game. The Seahawks are no joke. Seahawks are good, but Seattle's got to go from Seattle all the way across country to Jacksonville. So give me the Jaguars and a pick 'em against Seahawks.
Dude, Jacksonville just fell into that win. I mean,
Yeah, they
good for
kind of did.
them. Cowboys and Panthers. Cowboys -3. I like them. They're a road favorite, but I think we're the better team. And Aubrey finally finally showed he's human. He's going to shake that back off, and he's going to. I don't even think that's going to matter. Cowboys -3. It won't even matter. He can miss. He can miss
Well, he's,
whatever he wants. We're going to be up 20 something points.
he's
So
still perfect on the season on field goals.
yeah. So
So,
again, yeah, he can. Oh, Aubrey missed his first. Yeah, we're still up 28 points. So Cowboys -3.
all right, my next one. I got the Buccaneers hosting the 49ers. Somehow the 49ers are
Mhm.
still so squeaking by. It's like they squeak by every week. I
Yeah.
think they don't squeak by this week. I think the Buccaneers are the better team. Baker Mayfield's playing great football. Best football of his career. So give me the Buccaneers -3 over the 49ers.
Like it. Steelers and Browns. Browns, they trade away old long toothed Joe, gray headed Flacco. They're going to start Dylan Gabriel, lefty quarterback. Yeah, it don't work. For every for every Steve Young and Tua, there's a Tim Tebow and a lot more. Steelers -4. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers are going to beat the brakes off the Browns.
First place, Pittsburgh Steelers, by the way. Shout out TK from
Yep.
Pittsburgh. My last one. Sunday Night Football, the Lions play the Chiefs. Something's off with the Chiefs, and ever since the Lions' first game where they lost to the Packers, the Lions are playing great football. So give me the Lions +3 at the Chiefs.
Whoa. Excuse me. I like that. Last one. Colts, Cardinals. Colts -6. Colts, man. They're a train. And I don't think it stops as it rolls through Arizona. Colts -6.
All right. Here's a rundown for the show. We'll start with Jimmy. Friday night, he's got South Florida -1. He's also got South Florida, North Texas over 67. He's got Arkansas +13, Illinois +14.5, Alabama -3, Texas Tech, Kansas over 60, BYU, Arizona over 47, and the Oklahoma Sooners +1 against Texas. NFL, he's got Cowboys -3, Steelers -4, Colts -6. Myself, Creta 3 on Friday night. I got North Texas +1 against South Florida. Friday night, Fresno State -6. On Saturday, I got the Louisiana Lafayette Cajuns +18. Michigan USC over 56. San Diego State -7. NFL, I got Jaguars as a pick'em. Buccaneers -2.5. And Lions +3. There's our picks. That's our show. The Red River Show is in the books. Come on, Horns. Come through for me on Saturday. Beat the brakes off the Sooners. And we'll see you
Hey, man,
guys.
I picked OU, so there you go. You're welcome.
Hopefully that's the nail. That's the nail in the coffin for the Longhorns. They get it done. So see you next week. Like, comment, subscribe, YouTube and Apple Podcasts.